to die. Ain't nothing to it. What it do, yeah? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am Junes, the original, the NBIC, the next Bantu in charge. Want to give all praise and glory to the heavenly ones. For all of this would not be if it wasn't for them. Last but not least, want to give a shout out to you guys. For all of this is what it is because of you. So, of course, want to say thank you. And of course, you guys deserve a round of applause. Yes. Top of the AM, guys. You know, I had to come out and really just bring forth some truth today. So you guys may see what's going on right now all over the internet. Jonathon Majors was found guilty for harassment and assault against his ex then girlfriend, Grace, don't know her last name. But what did this verdict show the world, especially black people? You know what I got out of it? What I got out of it is something that I feel like a lot of people want to say but are afraid to say, so I'm gonna say it for you. What we got out of this was basically simple. Stay with your kind. Stop going into the trailer parks, man. Stay with your kind. No disrespect, but stay with your kind. What else did we get out of this verdict? We got out of it is no matter what you think you are, no matter how much money you made, no matter how much fame you receive in the eyes of this systematic, European systematic format, you is just a regular nigga. Some may call you a outdoor nigga. Some may call you a in-home nigga. But overall, you still just a nigga. And because the system reminds us all the time that we are just some niggas, it's only fair that the niggas mind their business. Stay with their own. Don't go don't go running around and trying to get yourselves in relationships with people that don't look like you. Now look at my brother now. I just found out today that he was dating Making Goods. Making Goods is another topic in discussion with her, but listen, man. Look how beautiful you look, my man. Look how complete you look. Look how complete you look. This is the problem with our people. We just want to be all in the mix, all in the sauce. You want to eat all the European juice. And then when the joint spills, we turn around and we ask for black support. And where's the black justice? There's no justice when you're dealing with these people, bro. If Tiger Woods was in a wake up call for you, I don't know what to tell you, black folks, man. Stay in your lane. You know, in the Bible, it tells you not to intermingle. You know, in the Bible, it tells you not to intermingle. Matter of fact, why not show it? Why not? Why not? Why not? Hold on. Why not? You know, because people like to say that I be making things up and I just, I promote hate and I don't do none of these things. I really love my people, but I love my people first. You know what I'm saying? When we wasn't designed, God didn't create us to be intermingling. This is a fact. We was never created to intermingle. We was created to stay with our kind. They stay with theirs, we stay with ours. Right? Hold on. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. What's this address? Right here. Here we go. Okay. This is Tobit, chapter 4, and verse 12. And I'm going to put it up on the chat so you guys can see it with your own two eyes. And you guys can look it up. You guys can process it. You guys can digest it. You guys can meditate to it. You guys can also make love to it. But I'm going to give it to you. Why not? Why not? There we go. There we go. This is Tobit chapter 4, verse 12. And it reads, beware of all whoredoms, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets Noah, Abram, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred and were blessed in their children, or should I say, increase in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. It's right there in front of you. It's right there in front of you. See, people want to say I'll be racist. I'm not racist. I'm just trying to restore order. The human life is out of order. Everything about us is out of order. It's out of order. So my job as a messenger of the creators, of the heavenly ones, my job is to restore the order. And you restore the order by telling the truth. You restore the order by telling the truth. History's always gonna show us this. I had something on social media the other day where a sister says, "How do you feel about dating black men?" The sister says, it's cool, but we date black men because it's about survival." Survival. So are you telling me you only interested in us because of protection? And you guys are may think I'm talking about physical protection. No, 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 no. This is spiritual, people. See, we know who we are. We know who created us. We know where our lineage go back to. The heathens, the Europeans, the Arabs, the Chinese. These people know where their lineage go back to as well, including the Arabs. They know. They know. Don't you see that every race stays in their lane but black people and the lawless white people? People say, what? Listen, you will never find an Orthodox Jew dating outside their race. They'll have a relationship, but as far as marriage, I'm talking about a relationship, sexual relationship. But as far as marriage, oh no, never. Never. When you see an Arab, they can have a sexual relationship, but as far as marriage, mm-mm. And those that do go out the box and involve themselves with the other race, 9 out of 10 times they are removed from the family. The father don't want nothing to do with them. The mother don't want nothing to do with them. I remember when I was young and I used to talk to this girl I think I was like 12, 13 years old. I used to talk to this girl. I forgot where she from, but she had to keep our conversations or our flinging around with each other, messing around with each other, if you want to say, in secrecy. Fast forward to today. She's married, children, but guess who she's married to? She's not married to a black man. She's married to her own kind. And I'm not knocking that. Just like my cousin, he used to date this European. Everything was all dandy. But when it's all said and done, they get married to their own kind. It's us, us, especially here in America, that promotes this confusion, right? So when I see the verdict, I looked and I said, what you thought was gonna happen, my man? Like what you honestly thought was going to happen? You insulted their own. You think they're gonna put you over them? Come on now. And even though the situation was petty, it was corny, it was trash, but let's keep it 100. You did something that you wasn't supposed to do. You was intermingling with a European. Stay with your kind. And this is a message to all black people. Stay with your kind. Restore order. Restoring order into humanity is the first thing is dividing the lines. Allowing the Europeans to be with their Europeans. Allowing the blacks to be with the blacks. Shout out to Dr. Umar when he said this. He said, every black man that receives a European or black woman receives a European, you're receiving the leftovers. You're receiving the European that the other Europeans didn't want. They're giving you the so-called trash. And I'm not being racist. You're getting the so-called trash, right? And then when you get the so-called trash, they use your money to build them up. Prime example, look at Kanye West. Kim Kardashian was a hideous looking girl growing up. Still hideous now. But through money, through fame, she was able to come outside and look like something made from the pits of hell. Oh, you thought I was going to say heaven? Oh, absolutely not. Everything that comes out of heaven got to look like me. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? If you think that I'm lying, go read Revelation chapter 4, verse 1 and read it. Tell me what it says. Jasper and sardine. But that's neither here nor there. This is what they do. And we as colored people still continue to do this madness. The question that I ask is, do you even have any respect and honor for your ancestors? And I'm not talking about the ones that you can recollect. I'm talking about the ones that was dragged over here, forced into sexual acts, raped, brought forth children that probably created your great great grandfather, which led you here. Probably why you have this urge to go outside the box. But do you even think about them? Do they ever cross your mind and say, wait, hold on. This ain't right. Wait, hold on. This man took this man took my mother's life. And when I say took her life, is he took her life. When a woman gets raped, molested, anything outside of them doing it, you took a life away. That person will never be the same. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Never, ever. And that's why we still traumatized to this day. And you got individuals that run around. We got individuals that run around, know all this history, but still would take the time out to participate in foolishness. still would take the time out to go inside of a club and see all these beautiful black women, but want to go out and go home with a hillbilly. Come on now, stop, stop, stop. You get all these European men that lust over black women. Why? So they can infuse and destroy the perfect genetic makeup that God has created on this earth, and infuse their children and have their children running rapid. And these children are the ones over time going to be the terrorists in the black community. I'm gonna tell you how it is. I'm gonna tell you how it is. This is what that verdict. This is what the verdict showed, and people's gonna get mad. You're gonna have black people that's gonna argue this. I even me showing you this right here, straight from the Bible. Why somebody's gonna say, "Well, that was then. Well, man wrote the Bible. Well, you're gonna hear all the excuses. You hear every excuse when God tells them something. But everybody remains silent and in agreement when Europeans tell them something. I mean, I find that completely outrageous. And then they'll say, man wrote the Bible, but yet all your studies and all your reading came from a man that wrote it. Why you don't say nothing about that? Hmm? Question mark. Question mark. This is our problem. This is our problem as black and brown people. We find every reason to go outside the box. It's like we just want to be rebellious to God. We just want to be rebellious. We want to show God that we have no fear of him. Some black people say that he doesn't even exist. This is what we do. If God tells you not to cross the street on a Monday, because we're so rebellious, not only are we going to cross the street on a Monday, we're going to cross the street the whole Monday. Probably cross the street and walk in the middle of the street just to show God that we don't care what he says. And then our justification into the foolishness is because, Jesus shed his blood so I can do what the heck I want to do and nothing can happen to me. Jesus shed his blood so I no longer have to listen or oblige to the Old Testament or the old ways. This is why they put the old in it and gave you the new. You ain't see the confusion? See, when you hear the word old, subconsciously, but like, man, that's past tense. But if you hear new, you're gonna be like, man, I want to try that new stuff right there, right? Would you want to try a new meal, or would you continue eating the same old food that you was eating for the last how many years? You see how it subconsciously messes with your brain? This was intentional. Come on. Come on. I talk about this all the time. I told brothers and sisters that intermingling is forbidden. And it's not just for us, it's for them too. Why you think these white people was doing what they was doing back in the 50s and 60s? And they was pushing that because they stood on that, because they knew the importance of not intermingling themselves, not intermingling their seed with our seed. They knew that. They knew that. But then the Zionists gave you Martin Luther King. And Martin Luther King says, listen, I have a dream that black women and white men will walk the streets holding hands saying, Kumbaya, my Lord. And you fell for the bait. And intermingling would have been more justified. It would have been a better justification if the laws also change with the new social structure. but the laws still remain the same. Justice has not been given unto any black, brown people on the face of this earth. In fact, justice has been more severe. We have more incarcerated black and brown people now than ever before. We have more laws, more rules and regulations that can throw a black man, a black woman in jail for literally for nothing now than ever before. They just took away the real obvious things, like you walking in a European neighborhood, you could have got lynched and hung and killed, shot, beaten. Yes. Matter of fact, I take that back because they still got those laws practiced out in the South, Mississippi, deep in Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, where there's special locations that if you're found after dark, you can be kidnapped, you can be assaulted, you can be beaten, you can be destroyed. Yes, these things do exist. Yes. So I say all of this to say this. Jonathan, let this be a lesson, not just for you, but for your family, for your friends, for black and brown people all across the world. Let this be a lesson. Stay with your kind. Allow the Europeans to reproduce with their fellow Europeans. Allow the Chinese to reproduce with their fellow Chinese. Allow the Spanish to reproduce with their fellow Spanish. People say, but Spanish are black. Mm-mm, they're actually not. I'm a go look into the diary of Christopher Columbus. Go read that. Oh yeah. Before Christopher Columbus' arrival on the western side of the world, there were 7.5 million Taino Indians. When Christopher Columbus arrived, and by the time he was done, he came with 1,000+ men and wreaked havoc all through the western side of the world. By the time he was done, listen to what I'm saying. By the time he was done, it was only 200 people left alive. 7.5 million. By the time he was done, it was 200 people left alive. I got the receipts, man. Go into my summer conversations, go into my classes when I talk about Christopher Columbus. Go look it up. Go look up the two letters that destroyed the black nation. Go look it up. Go look up how the Willie Lynch, he deliberately said you must crossbreed and then take these children that you crossbreed with, throw them back into the pits. That's what they used to call us, the pits. And then throw some in and throw some back into the pits and bring some inside the house so we could cause a massive division. These people was raping and doing everything. And this is how they hide their seed. See, you guys don't understand genetics. I'm gonna tell you how genetics work, right? You are whatever your daddy is. They tell you that in the Bible. Think it's Numbers 18, right? You have a child. You impregnate this child. So say if I'm a European, right? I impregnate this child. I impregnate this woman, and this woman brings forth this child. This child is gonna come out. Mm, let's say the child's gonna come out mixed. Some children might come out dark. Some children may come out light, depending on the genetic makeup of that child. We don't know what's going on in the body, right? So when that child comes out, okay, that child is 9 out of 10 times, and we going based on slavery time. 9 out of 10 times, that child is gonna also grow up and marry his own. Listen to what I'm saying to you. He's going to marry his own. He's gonna marry what his mother is, right? So he's gonna marry into a black woman. So now that child that he has is gonna be darker. And then that child after that is gonna be darker and then darker. This is how us so-called black African Americans here in America got our skin tone compared to the people that's out in Africa. Because a lot of us, the remainders of us, a lot of us is crossbreded. And my apologies for the camera. I forgot to keep the autofocus on. But a lot of us is crossbred. That's where our skin tone come from. That's why it's hard for you to see your complexion with a so-called African or so-called Haitian or so-called Jamaican. You see that they darker than us. Not to mention they are in hotter regions than us. But that's how they hide their seeds. And now you see what's going on in the world. The frequency is so low that you're starting to see these children starting to show themselves. You're starting to see people killing their wives, people killing their children, people committing suicide, people shooting each other, killing. These are the seeds of the oppressor that the frequency is triggering. This is why music is the way that it is now. This is why kill music is what it is right now. The number one genre in hip hop right now is kill music. They changed it to drill because it's not marketable if you say kill music. So they call it drill music. I'm going to drill you down. Okay? You ever heard of a drill gun? What does it do? Okay? So that's what you see going on now. So everybody that you see going crazy and chaotic, when they hear that music, they automatically need to do something violent. That's the frequency. That's God allowing this frequency on this earth. Remember, the book says 2/3 shall be destroyed. The destruction is taking place right in front of your eyes. You're just not understanding what's going on. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the destruction that you see going on is happening because the coconuts have to be shaken from the tree of life. Remember what the Bible says, everything that's done in darkness must come to light. When these people was raping our women, they was raping them in darkness. It's starting to come to light. It's starting to come to light. It's not intentional. This is biblical. This is prophecy. These things have to happen. That's the only way we as people is going to be set free. You have to see it. When you see stories like, yo, this man, he was a very calm man, and out of nowhere, he just snapped. He just killed his wife, killed his children, and then took the gun and killed himself. Listen, man, I'm just telling you guys the truth. I'm just telling you guys the truth. For you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I'm not saying nothing that you don't know. I'm just putting the pieces to the confusion that you've been having for the last how many years you've been alive. I told you guys already, I debunked and have opened up the Da Vinci Code. I have unlocked it. Follow me and you will unlock it too. This ain't no spiritual control. You gotta feel this and you gotta have this and you gotta do all of that is BS. Nobody got no time for that. Because all of that is diverting you from what's going on. What's going on is you see the madness. When you see a bunch of dudes run inside of a laundromat to kill a black man for a chain that's only worth $1,300. When you see people running up with guns and want to rob and shoot and steal, that's the seed. That's the oppressor's seed coming out. Coming out. And the whole world is on notice. And now the whole world is on notice. What you think is going on? What you think is going on in the Middle East? That's the seed coming out. Everything is being put to the forefront so everybody can see it with their own two eyes. Nobody can say, well, I didn't know what's going on. Nobody ain't gonna be able to say that. Everybody's gonna see this. Everybody's gonna feel this. Everybody's gonna know exactly what's going on. Everybody. And I'm just gonna leave it as that, man. Listen, somebody tell Jonathon Majors it's gonna be okay. And now look, that man, that man lost his rights to Marvel. He got fired. Let that be a lesson to all black people. Stay with your kind. Follow, pay attention to the animal kingdom. Pay attention to the plant kingdom. Pay attention to the bird kingdom. Pay attention to everything outside of human. The human kingdom has been alternated, jacked, confused. You want to restore the order? Look at the things that's still following the orders to this very day. And for those that don't know who I am, I'm your brother man from the motherland. Look, I left it right there for you, right there in the Bible. This is from the Bible. Let me read that one more time before I conclude. It says, beware of all whoredoms, my son and my daughters, and chiefly take a wife or a husband of the seed of thy fathers, your father, your forefathers, okay? And take not a strange woman to wife. That means outside of your nationality, okay? Which is not from thy father's tribe, or should I say your father's kingdom. We are the children of the prophets, Noah, okay? Shem, okay? Abram, okay? Isaac, okay? And Jacob, because we know there's no J's. J's was created, so it was an I. So it was Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they are all married wives of their own kind. And we were what? And we're not blessed, but prosperous in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. It's your brother man from the motherland, and I came to you guys live. I told you guys continue supporting. I told you guys this is the real. I told you guys this is the truth. And we got one mission. Now, one mission is to get the hood into the kingdom. You know why? Because we deserve it. And for those that don't know who I am him, Mr. Keep My Foot. You understand me? On you heathens, you he-goes, and the newly installed heathenites next. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Father, say it one time for the one time. And I'ma holla at y'all. One.